Hi class, I want to give you the instructions for week 2 of online learning. This week will be the beginning of our sports injury project. You're going to open up April 13th through 17th, and everything will be due by April 17th. That is the last day of the quarter, so that is the due date and deadline for all of these things. So the objective is that you are going to be introduced to your project. You're going to pick an athlete to follow, and you're going to determine the most common injuries of the sport that athlete plays. So first of all, you're going to open up your graphic organizer from last week, and you're going to take this warm-up quiz. Okay, you can take it 2 times. If there's something on there you don't know, you can look up information. But the quiz is about how the systems work together. After you do that, you are going to watch this video about the worst injuries in sports. So I apologize if you're a little queasy, but it's one we always showed in class, and it gets you thinking about sports injuries. There's some not so nice injuries in there. Next, very, very important, I need for you to open up and read the RFP. RFP stands for Request for Proposal, and it is the whole point of this project. So as you read this RFP, you will learn that in this, you guys are going to be doctors. So you're going to refer to yourself as Dr. whatever your last name is. So I'm Dr. McGaffin. And you are going to be doing a case study, which means that you're going to follow one athlete. And during this time, you're going to be introduced to the athlete. Then at some point, your athlete's going to go in for like a well visit, like their physical before they play sports. And you're going to analyze and make sure that they're safe to play sports. Then at some point during this project, your athlete's going to suffer either an injury or they're going to realize that they have some problem that's being diagnosed. And you're going to get some medical reports and you're going to diagnose the problem. And then lastly, you are going to communicate a treatment plan to the athlete to get them back into the sport, which could be helping them with a sprained ankle or it could be helping them manage diabetes. Those are all the different parts of this project. So read that RFP, and then while you've got it open, take the reading quiz on it to make sure you understand it. Then, what's really important, I need for you to open up this Google slideshow of athletes. This is where you are going to pick your athlete from. You may not just pick a random athlete. So when you open this up, every single page on here has a different athlete that you can pick. These are all real people, but the injuries that happen to them, we just make up. So if you happen to know any of these people, we've just made up their injuries. Each page has a video that just introduces you to the athlete, and it has a link that has some of their stats. Some of these athletes are better athletes than others, so some of them have more stats. But as you go through each page on here, there's volleyball, there's soccer, there's football, there's gymnastics, swimming, softball, track and field, and basketball. So pick whichever one seems most interesting. You don't need to watch all the videos, but just pick something that seems interesting to you. And then lastly, your bigger assignment for this week is called Communicate to the General Public. So what you're going to do here is you guys are going to write a newspaper article about both your athlete and the injuries that are common in the sport that they play. So we're going to put this all in one doc. So you're going to open this up just the way you opened up the Body Systems graphic organizer. And the top part of this here will be like your pre-planning sheet. So it's like, who's the athlete? You picked one from the Google slide. What sport do they play? Tell me something about the athlete. They're a midfielder. They score lots of goals, something. It doesn't have to be a lot. Then I put websites on here. You can use any of these or a Google search for you to find out what are the most common injuries in your sports. There could be a couple. Please feel free to list the top 1 or 2 injuries. And what systems are involved. That's from your brain to know what systems are involved. And then scroll down. Here is where you're going to write the newspaper article. So end up deleting the red stuff. But all the things at the top, you're going to put in the form of a newspaper article. And that will get turned in. There should be a button that says Submit. Please make sure that you come to any Zoom things to ask questions or email. It was great to see kids on Zoom.